Hey, so I'm Dakota. Welcome to my channel. I have been contemplating and trying to start a channel for freaking forever. It's been years. I actually even tried a couple years ago. I put out a video and said I was going to start it, and then recorded like a second video and never posted it, and then just kind of let it slide. And I don't want to do that this time. I would have loved to have been able to share my story as it happened, to be able to process and open up and let the world see different ways of approaching things just because of how I approach things and the way that I see things. And I'd love to be able to go back and see the different ways that I change and the different ways that I grow. So that's basically kind of what this is going to be, is a space for me to be raw and be real and share about what's going on, share about the things that I'm finding are having an impact on my life and the things that I'm going through. I think I already said that. But really just a place for my story to exist. I've tried writing my story, and it's hard because there's so much of me in my voice and in the way that I use my voice and how I express. And I just feel like I can bring a lot more of myself in this capacity. So I'm going to. I guess I can just kind of like start off by stating that I'm making a commitment to myself that I'm going to make 6 videos. I'm putting that in this so that I actually have some accountability. I haven't come up with a timeline or framework for what those 6 videos, like when they're going to come out, but there's going to be 6. And then from there, we'll see what it's going to look like moving forward. Yeah, welcome. I guess, just kind of start by sharing some of what my life looks like right now. One of the biggest and kind of like most substantial things for me that's kind of been happening is my job. So I had been working at another job for about 1.5 years, and I had been doing so in kind of hopes of getting the job that I have. And that job is actually working at a dispensary here in Canada. Cannabis got legalized last month, and I have been able to work in shop and actually help like educate people on what cannabis is, the amazing parts that it has, and the ways that it can like add to their life. I would love to be on the more medical side of things, but at the moment, just being able to educate people on how to like recreationally use it is fantastic. I love the way that cannabis opens people up. It has this like capacity to kind of help people drop into like different levels of themselves, deeper levels of themselves. And when in like social situations, it can actually like spark some conversations that are normally a little too deep to have, but it helps to just kind of like tear down some of those walls and open up hearts. And I kind of love being part of people trying it for the first time and being able to buy it and not be scared of the repercussions that it's going to have because it's legal now. So that's pretty exciting. And in kind of like the framework of my job, I've been stretched in many ways. The capacity with which I operate has been stretched. The amount of me that shows up has shifted and changed and grown and been stretched. And I freaking love it. I've always craved authenticity and vulnerability, and craved a workplace that operates in that. And it's interesting because like I come from a background of some youth work, and there you can only kind of be so vulnerable because like with the clients, you have to be careful like kind of what you share, and then there's just so much that's always kind of being carried because you're helping other people process through their stuff, that it's hard to actually figure out where to start to show up and be vulnerable and authentic. And so even with coworkers, like you can to a degree, but I don't know, I had trouble with it. It just wasn't quite in the dynamic quite the same. Whereas throughout like all of training for like my current job, it's even in the training to be authentic and be vulnerable, and they ask that, they call that out in you, so that as a team we can actually come together and build a foundation of trust and accountability with each other by being vulnerable and having hard conversations and being uncomfortable and calling people to be better versions of themselves by loving them. And I get to do that every day at work. And like that is the core essence of who I am, is someone that supports and loves and calls out the best in other people by loving them and loving them where they're at. And the fact that I get to do that in a job capacity just like excites me to no end, because I love it. It's really what feeds me. What makes me me is my capacity to love and to hold space for other people. And this is really helping me to step into like a leadership role of doing so, of understanding that I have people that are looking to me because I have certain roles and responsibilities. And in doing that, I still get to hold that space for them and love them and show up for them. And holy man, has it stretched me. And there have been days that I have been beyond exhausted because I've been fighting with my ego, and I've been fighting with all of my insecurities and the battles that I have internally, and having to put those aside to just be there and to be the best that I can be. And I love it. I really do. As exhausting and draining as it can be, at the end of the day, I have just been blossoming. And I'm looking forward to seeing like what else comes from this, and like what other beautiful colors come out of me that get to be painted on the tapestry of my life. And I'm really excited to be able to actually like share these things and celebrate the beautiful things in my life. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I want to leave today, is just kind of like introduction to my passion. If anything in any of my videos ever touches you, I would be so honored if you would share that with me. If I can add value to your life or simply help you shift your way of thinking things, please share. I'm honored that you have held space for me in like watching this, in listening, and I'd love to hold some space for you too. Thank you for watching, for taking the time, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day, guys.